Okay, so here we have ICP evaluation AI. I'm going to paste in the solution, so what we're selling, and RGM. And then I'm going to grab that text that we had from the hackathon, paste it in here. About company. So just giving the AI some context about what it is we're selling and what the company is that's selling it, and then pasting in some contacts for evaluation. And I'm going to give it a quick instruction to say, here's a small sample list of ICP perfect fit contacts, and I want you to evaluate them based upon your training and knowledge. Okay, so that's it. Alright, so it's going to score each of these sample list of ICP leads. So these are all highly relevant. So it's keeping in mind the role and the company and giving them a score, basically, each lead at a time. And I think you can do one page at a time is fine. So you go into your, where did I save it? You go into your, Apollo, and you grab one page and you share it, right? You can do a screenshot, copy all the text and paste it in, or just share the screenshot. Have ChatGPT analyze each lead, and then you have a kind of a good idea of how the quality of the thing is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to update the custom instructions for this assistant. I'm going to actually say give an overall or final score summarizing all of the lead quality scores for all of the provided leads into an overarching and comprehensive lead quality ICP list score. So then what's going to happen there is that the assistant is going to give a final score. So I'm going to actually test this out right now, this prompt command, see how well it does it. I will calculate the average of the individual scores assigning to each contact. This method ensures that the final score reflects the overall quality and suitability of the contacts on the list for your AI-enabled trade promotion solution. Here's the individual scores. Molson Coors, blah, 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 blah. Calculation overall lead quality score is summing up all of the scores, dividing them by the total number over lead quality score. 668 divided by 8 is 83.5. So 83.5 is the overall lead quality IPC list score. So they rounded up to 84. So 84 indicates that the majority of the contacts on your ICP list are well targeted and relevant to the offer solution, with most companies representing strong potential for tools. That a diversity in company size and role relevance slightly affects the score. So they're very diverse, it's less homogeneous. But overall, the list demonstrates a strong alignment with your business objectives and solution capabilities. So excellent, great. Now we have at least a good overview understanding. What we could do is dive a little bit deeper into each company. For example, Molson Coors, okay, give an evaluation as to why this is a good fit. I mean, I think it does that a little bit. But for the ones that are less than a good fit, The primary cycling, if they had beverage or related promotions as a part of the retailer, just could be applicable. However, the direct relevance is questionable. So there you go. There's a pretty good analysis. These are cycling components company. It's not so much the best fit, right? Sure, they could sell, they could sell to these guys, but they're not the best fit, and that's really the key thing here. So that's kind of how we can have AI quickly evaluate a list. And what I would say is just to grab, what did we say? The first page, maybe 5 pages of your list, and starting with the beginning, middle, and end sort of sections, if you will. Scrolling to the beginning page, the middle page, and then the end page, and then pasting those contacts in with the product or solution is going to give you a pretty solid result and idea of how good your list actually is. Okay? Okay, so now it's on to the UVP evaluation. So what I do is just basically take the output from the ICP contact evaluation. So it's congruent, and the AI has context as to the companies that we actually want to reach out to and why they're good fits and why they're not good fits too, in cases like this maybe. Well, it's still a good fit, but you see the point. I just paste that information in here, and then I add the UVPs that we're going to use to reach out to these specific prospects. And as you can see, these UVPs correlate to the company. So there's Molson Coors, and that's the message, Constellation Brands message. And then what I do is just basically have the UVP evaluate these UVPs, and hopefully AI is going to be cooperative. Great. So now it's going to evaluate each UVP so we can answer 2 questions. Number 1, are we messaging the right person? Regional sales manager, Molson Coors, yes, we're messaging the right person. Number 2, are we speaking the right language? Are we saying the right thing? That's what I was getting at. Clarity, relevance, differentiation, emotional appeal. And so we get these different scores here. And so we've checked both of the boxes. We're speaking to the right people, and we're saying the right things, right? Essentially, right? UVP is concise, straightforward, avoiding technical jargon, clearly outlining the benefits of the AI tool. Relevance directly targets the recipient's role and aligns with their recent achievement in revenue growth, making it highly relevant. So that's absolutely key. This is where the personalization comes in. Differentiation highlights AI as a distinguishing feature, but could better differentiate from other RGM tools in the market. So more uniqueness needed, perhaps, in the messaging. But this is the key. This is the key one we're really focused on here. This is the absolute, the most important part. And as you can see, we're doing pretty good because it scores the highest. Effectively matches the industry's competitive growth challenges and the role of the recipient. Okay, cool. So yeah, we can say that. And then in the end, it's going to say summary and recommendations. Overall, the UVPs are well formulated with strong focus on relevance to the prospective roles and industry challenges. However, there's room for improvement in differentiation and emotional appeal across all UVPs. And that's where we get these lower-ish, relatively lower scores here. Clarity and relevance are the strongest points, showing that the messages are well targeted and comprehensible. Differentiation needs more work. Consider incorporating unique data points and client testimonials. Yeah, I agree 100%. Emotional appeal could be enhanced by using more persuasive language, impactful success stories. Yeah, well, we have the Kellogg's thing, but it's not like a full-on story case study or something. And that's because we want to balance brevity with context and prioritize conciseness and keeping the message short, basically. Yeah, so that's what I would say. Calculate an average UVP score across all. Oh, it said UVP score. Yeah. Good old ChatGPT. Luckily, you're smart enough to understand my bad diction. So let's say average clarity. So it's going to add up all the scores, and average relevance score is 94. So there you go. That's your score there. And oh, okay. No, okay. So we're going to add them up overall average. Okay. So 87. Overall average, when you average everything out, is 87. That makes sense. So 87. That's great. I will copy this and add this to the custom instructions to make sure that it's always doing it every time. All right, so that's the point. With these basic GPTs here, SDRs can evaluate essentially what they're working with. Like, are we reaching out? Is my list good, right? And in this one, as I mentioned before, you would just take the first page, the 5th page, the 17th page, the 35th page, and the 100th page or something, and you would simply paste in the leads that you found, right? Take a screenshot along with it, right? Paste in the leads. Tell the assistant, hey, these are my leads, and give it those leads. Then it's going to answer that question for you. Is this lead list good? Is it relevant? Of course, you need to, along with that, give what the product is, right? What the solution is. So that's why I give it the solution. That's really key, so that it has that context to know if it's what the lead quality score would be. Then you generate the messages, right? Use AI to generate the UVPs as per before, and then use this evaluation AI to see, well, are we saying the right things? Do we have enough of these qualities, right? How strong are these qualities? And then get an overall score to say, okay, our messaging is about, edging towards 90%. Let's incorporate some of these suggestions to get it up to like a 90 or 95. Let's get it north of 90, basically. So that's the idea there.